What's going on, y'all? Every day means every day, episode number 12. And somebody asked me a question recently. They said, B, isn't every day overkill? Isn't every day a little bit too much? I mean, every single day, 365 days out of the year, aren't you going to overtrain if you work out every day? Aren't you going to burn out if you hold yourself to some standards that strictly on a daily basis? Isn't that too much? I sent him a DM back. I said, let me ask you a couple of questions. So I'm going to answer your question, but first, I got to ask you a couple of questions and get some data. First question. Do you look the way that you want to look? Yes or no? And don't lie. Don't be, oh, well, I'm fine with the way. No. I'm not asking you if you've settled. I'm not asking you if you've made peace with your failure. I'm not asking you if you have backed off from your goals and changed your target because you actually wanted one thing, but when it got difficult and you encountered adversity and opposition, you decided to change the goal to make yourself feel better rather than press through and actually achieve the goal. I'm not asking you about have you made peace with the fact that you're a weakling and you settled. I'm asking you, do you look the way that you want to look? No. The answer is no. They stopped having the conversation at this point. But what I was going to ask him was, do you make the amount of money that you want to make? Do you drive what you want to drive? Do you live where you want to live? Do you feel the way that you want to feel? Do you have peace? Do you have purpose? Do you have a sense of responsibility that you're going after something that you're excited about? Do you have energy that you want? Do you feel the way that are you fulfilled by what you do every single day? Do you like who you are? When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you admire the person that you look back at? Do you respect the person that you look at in the mirror? Do you look at that person in the mirror in high esteem and high regard? Do you admire and respect that person that you have become, that you have built yourself into? And I already knew, like I said, he stopped having the conversation with me early on, but I already knew that the answers to those questions was unequivocally no. No. The type of people who say things like, isn't every day overkill? The type of people who say things like, aren't I going to burn out? They have such a limit. It breaks my heart, not in like a DJ Khaled voice. It breaks my heart. It really does break my heart, though. It really does break my heart because these people think so little of themselves that they don't love themselves enough to hold them to a set of standards that would allow them to be the greatest version of themselves. How can you tell me that you love yourself and that you care about yourself if you're not going to act in a way, have habits that set your life up in a way, have routines that set your life up in a way, follow some standards and practices that set your life up in a way that are the most beneficial for you? And yet you claim to love you. You claim, the craziest part is you actually want other people to love you. You want other people to respect you. You want other people to admire you. And let's not act like that's not the truth. That's why everybody's trying to get famous on social media. You want to be respected and admired. You want to be held in high esteem. Nothing wrong with that until it goes too far and you start making, fame your God. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with wanting to be successful and wanting to fulfill your potential, wanting to actualize the gifts that you've got within you. There's nothing wrong with that and get all the rewards that comes from doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a lot. But there is something wrong with wanting a lot from other people that you're not willing to give to yourself. You want other people's respect. You don't even act in a way that makes you respect you. You want other people's admiration. You don't act in a way that makes you admire you. You don't have a set of, you want to be taken seriously by other people. Say, oh, well, whenever I'm in conflict or confrontation, nobody takes me seriously because they know that you're not about it. They know that you fake. They know that there's nothing hiding beneath the surface. They know that there's no substance there. They know that you're hollow. You think people can't see that? You think people can't feel that? People have an intrinsic understanding of who they can mess with and who they can't. Because we're animals at the end of the day. And we know when somebody has that spirit of conviction. We know when somebody has a spirit of strength that can only be earned. It can't be bought. You can't read a book about it. You can't fake it. You can't make it look like it's there, but it's not really, it doesn't work. And so my point with this video is I just want you to get rid of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Because what happens is people get frustrated. People get frustrated that they're not being treated by others the way that they want to be treated when they're not treating themselves the way that they want to be treated. And it's like, how can you get frustrated at other people for following the example that you set? You set the example. You said, hey, this is what's acceptable. I'm going to disrespect me. I'm going to talk down on me. I'm going to have negative self-talk. I'm going to believe that I'm not enough. I'm going to let myself down on a daily basis. I'm not going to hold myself in high regard. I'm not going to be strict with myself. So why would you think that anybody else is going to do something totally different? You think that somebody else is going to come hold you accountable in a way that you can't even hold yourself accountable? Somebody else is going to come pour into you and breathe life into you in a way that you're not even doing to yourself? You're putting your destiny in other people's hands because you're expecting them to come along and save you. Nobody's going to come save you. Nobody's coming to save you, especially, this goes to everybody, but especially the men that are listening to this, especially the young men. Nobody cares but your mama. It's just the truth. Nobody cares. Nobody's coming to save you. If you get outcompeted by other people, you did it to yourself. And so I understand your frustration. I empathize with your frustration. I've been there too. Because I've been the person who constantly let me down. I've been the person who had fear and social anxiety, and I was depressed, and I would just withdraw from the world rather than attacking that head on. But I'm telling you, you got to make a change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So you've got to get to a point where you just go look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm through letting myself down. I'm through treating myself like this. Because I'm sick of the way that the world looks at me. And they're not going to change their perspective until I force it to happen. You gotta get to this mentality of, I'm done just letting life take its course. I'm done being a passive participant in my own life. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm taking it no matter what anybody else has to say about it. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to change things. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to me. And if you can get to that mindset, if you can get to that mentality, I'm telling you, things will change. And things will change faster than you think they can too. Things can change quickly. All of a sudden, you start showing up with a new energy. You start showing up with a new aura. You start showing up and you carry yourself differently. You speak more directly. You speak with more authority, with more strength. The way that your eyes look at somebody when you make eye contact was like, it changes things. And people will react and respond to that, but people cannot react and respond to a belief that is not there, to an example that has not been set, to an idea that you have not even bought into on your own. It starts with you. It starts with you. So if you take anything from this video, change the way that you talk about yourself and change the standards that you hold yourself to. And I promise you, not only are you going to become more in that process, you're going to get the results and the rewards for becoming more, but also other people are going to take notice. Your kids are going to take notice. Your family's going to take notice. Your significant other's going to take notice. The world will take notice if you decide that they must. If you decide that you are going to become so undeniable in your mentality and in the way that you live that mentality, in the way that you exude that mentality, you will become undeniable to a level where everybody else simply has no other option but to recognize it and give it its due. All right, if you want help with this process, check out everydaymeanseveryday.com. We got an app with daily workouts, daily habit tracking, daily nutrition, daily coaching videos, a community. You got courses on high performance mindset, peak performance. By the way, if you're wondering who is this guy yelling at me on this video right now, my name is Brandon Burns. I'm a motivational speaker and peak performance coach. I've worked with people like Grammy and Emmy award-winning artists, multiple 8-figure entrepreneurs and executives, and even Olympic athletes. And understanding how to help people live up to their potential daily instead of occasionally is what I do. And this is a process that I have learned after walking through hell and back. Okay, you'll learn more about my story in other videos. And if you decide to join us in the community and in the app, I'll tell you all about it there. But I'm telling you, wherever you are right now, whatever you feel, whatever frustration, whatever disappointment in yourself that you feel, that nagging feeling inside you that you feel like, man, I'm capable of so much more and I know that I'm meant for more, but I just can't seem to figure out how to make it happen. I've been there and I've got you. All right. Check out everydaymeanseveryday.com. Until then, we'll see you on the next episode Every day means every day. Peace.